Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking and welcome to Play by Mail 6, turn 137. Comments. Raybok, careful about the boulder growth in kimono so it won't grow to the barb camp. Tunis, I check every turn when he puts the micromanagement vision. Those barb camps are constantly concerning. Yeah, I'm trying to check it out every single turn. If this city is gonna grow to the barb camp, if any. Okay, 7 turns, guys. 7 turns. This time it's actually growing to the barb camp in 7 turns. No more other tiles, so this guy barb camp is getting off limits in 7 turns. So you need to keep a close eye in here. Like, we can pick off this spearman right now. And if nothing's gonna show up in 6 turns, we need to clear this barb camp and finish up the quest finally. John Schmidt, if you don't attack Persia, I think you will get teamed by frigates and land army from Persia, and it will be really hard to defend against it, so I suggest attacking Persia with crossbows. Answer from Chinese is, for the defense idea is necessary to understand the movement in the rest of the world. If Songhai and Rome are allies, Rome will probably attack Carthage and we will be safe, or we can go on an offensive in a better time. And another aggressive pact between Songhai and Rome is possible since they have big armies. On the other hand, if war happens between Rome and Songhai, Carthage, Persia are free to be taken and we can grow until the borders of Rome. Well, I gotta admit that from like this perspective here, like Rome Songhai perspective, I think it would be wise if they would struck a deal, since they are like in the middle of the map, that they will try to... Wow, Katagonova, oh my god. Wow. That they would struck a deal similar that like me and Byzantines, though Byzantine is like the most isolated player in here. Like, if they would struck a deal that they will have an alliance for until they will clear their flank, right? So they will not have to fight each other, because that makes no sense to fight each other in here when you're in the middle of the map. Because Rome has a flank here, and Songhai, well, at the moment Songhai does not have any flank anyway, so for Songhai it probably doesn't matter. Songhai already cleared his flank, so whoever he's gonna fight, like if he's gonna fight Aztecs right now, or he's gonna fight Rome, it doesn't really matter, because he would be like, could be attacked from north. I know how the map looks, where's like Lisbon and Ethiopia. Well, Lisbon seems to be hiding behind Aztecs anyway, Portugal and Ethiopia. So maybe Songhai wants to get here somehow. Anyways, like the map looks at least a little bit strange right now, and I kind of think like in their best interest is like if Rome, they would struck a deal and they would go on the other side right now. So probably, maybe that's why Persia is so friendly, because they cannot reach an agreement with Rome at the moment. So they don't want to fight on 2 flanks. I don't know, maybe we should talk to Rome a little bit. That might be wise. Akajan, Persia no longer has 1 lonely unit but a smaller army, so your army lead is decreasing. Just thought that it was worth mentioning. Yeah, it's true. Let's see, advisor council, military advisor. Austria 0 army, Portugal 0 army, 1 unit in Carthage. Byzantine has less army than we. Ethiopia less army, and Persia less army, but yeah, he increased a little bit. Songhai more military, Aztec less army, and Roman Empire around the same size. We're third right now, so probably Rome is above us a little bit. Ah, hammer lead, that's not bad. Okay. Chinese, Engineer Plus, disappointed with deal for Badland Persia. Well, it's a useful deal for us right now. My road to Milky Way Bar idea was a straight road from the core cities to Milky Way Bar instead of passing through Gulchtai, so if Gulchtai falls, you can still supply Milky Way Bar from the core. Are we assuming that Milky Way Bar is gonna fall? Okay, the cows was just for lols and they cost a lot. Yeah, scout should go where the war is until the horseman arrives. That war seems interesting. Where's the image of Persia Badlands? Who fault it was? You, me, or Lazy Byzantine? My vote is Lazy Byzantine. Well, I'm not sure because my mailbox is yeah, I've got 915 unread mail, so I need to clean up my mailbox, and maybe he actually sent the mail, and so I can get this, like, find this. If he didn't send it, I need to ask him to send it one more time. I really like the idea of not going to war until infrastructure is built, but if Songhai is going for Rome, a war against Persia Carthage will create a huge window for expansion. The defensive war can be avoided with some more units, not saying to fully build army, but to slowly increasing so they be scared of Japan mighty empire. But the logical way of Songhai armies go north to Sad Aztec, and the idea of a Songhai-Rome alliance grows in my mind. I kind of agree with the Songhai-Rome alliance, and I'll probably need to talk to the Roman player what he's up in there. Prompts. How comes Pantheon gone in Gulchtai? Can anybody explain to me how Pantheon spreads and fading away? I know exactly how religion spreads, but I never thought about Pantheon's tanks. Well, the reason I don't have this in here is because, like, there's no majority of there's no majority right now in this city, right? It's like almost flipping to a religion. So the Pantheon has only 2 followers and the religion has only 2 followers, so none of that is actually like the majority in this city. That's why it is losing Pantheon right now. So that's how it works. So basically, like, in here there's 7 followers of the Pantheon, and like religion is starting to spread. When I'm gonna start losing the followers from the Pantheon, it's gonna also lose the Pantheon. So that's how this basically works in here. How did that happen? Yeah, you need to ask Miota how did that happen. Poont. Jeff McDonald, when you say you want more economy, what buildings do you feel like you're missing? You have workshops, stables, monuments, and granaries up in almost all of your cities. Getting universities will be important, but that technology is pretty far off given the tech path you've chosen. I lean toward attacking with crossbows. What's the point of going for crossbows before university if you don't intend to do a timing push with them? Sure, you can probably SimCity ahead of Persia and Carthage, but Songhai, Rome, and Byzantium are all controlled 2 capitals now. You won't be able to keep up with those civs late game unless you keep expanding your empire. You have the happiness, the production, the technology, and the killer instinct. Let's go to war. Well, I partially agree with you. Crossbows, we went for crossbows for a very simple reason because we need to get some crossbows promoted, and we need crossbows to be able to defend against a crossbow push that I was expecting from Persia. But since like Rome eaten Austria and the deal between Songhai and Rome is unknown right now, the powers changed a little bit in this game. So I still do believe that I need crossbows, but I don't necessarily think that we need to push with crossbows right now. Because if this is true, and like Rome and Songhai is not gonna fight each other and they will care about the flank, there's like another problem for Carthage and Persia that is here. It's not only me, it's not only Byzantine, but it's also Rome. So in this way, I should have the time to go for crossbows and still go for universities. And I don't really agree that I need more cities at the moment to be competitive with Byzantines in the late game. Yes, they took a couple of cities, but our cities are much stronger and our land is much stronger than his, and our economy will be much better in the late game than his. So I don't kind of feel that we need to pressure into taking cities that fast. At least that's how I feel about it. Colonel Armstrong, I'd say keep building up your infrastructure, but prepare to attack Persia very soon after you are satisfied with it. Be wary of the fact that Persia seems to be building up an army, so make sure you strike before the Persia-Carthage alliance get an advantage over you. Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. Well, as I said before, like, we need to basically probe Rome, I guess, what are his plans and how that works. I think you need to start contacting with other players, not only with Byzantines, and talk what are their actual perspective for this game. Do they want to fight right now, or do they want to SimCity off? I'm like, Rome has a huge standing army and Songhai has a huge standing army. Now, our army is pretty useful because they provide culture and happiness in all the cities. We've got only a couple of additional units, and we are farming quite a lot of culture out of barb camps. But what are they doing with the army? Like, none of them is really honor, so what will they do? If that army is gonna be just sit there and do nothing, then it's kind of useless and pointless. Our army is useful even if it's not really killing some stuff, because it's doing useful stuff and it like army in cities does not cost us anything anyways. Kim Jong Lee, I am new to Civ 5 and just found this channel. I'm trying to get better at multiplayer, but I don't understand a lot of terminology and basics things. Anything that will help a lot. Well, Kim, I guess you need to. Well, I would advise you to watch summaries of the games. I think there's a lot of information in the summaries. Like the game itself, when you watch the games themselves, they might be a little bit tricky because when you're focusing on actually playing the game, it's sometimes I skip, like some things are definitely obvious to me and not necessarily people ask questions about it. But the summaries, I think like summaries, at least on my channel, are pretty good stuff to get to know like all those small things about the multiplayer games. And if you also want to, you can check like Filthy's Robot channel. He's got a couple of guides up, so that definitely would be useful. And check Civ Fanatics forum, it's definitely useful too. Great Engineer Minus, you don't have mountains, so you won't get any science modifiers. Why those academies will be so important? You have pretty strong cap in terms of production, but your science looks not so great now since you went for crossbows. That's why you need all scientists. I don't understand why you went straight for crossbows if you don't go for Persia. You missed a lot by doing that. Well, I kind of explained why we went for crossbows first, and I still don't really agree with. We're only 5% behind in tech. That's not that huge. It's not really like that huge of a problem. Instead, like population is gonna be very very good about that stuff. Population is going to be very good about that stuff, and I wouldn't be concerned that much about scientists, especially that our culture is pretty solid in this game. Like looking at the social policies here, we've got Liberty Austria, we've got Tradition Carthage, we've got Liberty sort of Tradition Liberty Persia, we've got Tradition Honor Portugal. That's kind of interesting stuff. We've got Tradition Liberty Honor Songhai. We've got Tradition Honor Aztecs and Tradition Liberty Rome, plus Tradition Liberty Byzantine. So, like everybody goes tradition in some form, but still we've got much more social policy than anybody else. We're full tradition and we're honor 2, soon honor 3. So, like culture-wise, we do have the advantage to finish honor as quickly as possible. Though, like this side is not really that necessary before going really to war. So after honor, we can just go into rationalism if we want to do that stuff. Yes, Rubinovitz. How did Polynesia game go? We conceded to Merc, to Egypt. Alright, let's do the moves then. Well, this army does not seem to be moving yet. So I think we're gonna scout the land for now. Dublin. And scoot away north in here first. See what's going on around this place. Okay, the worker is going slowly here, so we need to grab a horse. The road is going here. We need a pasture. This guy was supposed to start making a road here. Hello, Persian scout. Go away. This guy finishes the road here. One turn road here, and like next time we're gonna finish the road to Brilliante. That should give me a little bit more gold too, so it would be cool. Why would you ever go Tradition Liberty? Well, because like this is not modded game, right? But I don't know, like I guess he wanted some early game advantage. Like he did kill Germany in here, so maybe that's why. Just a little pick here. What's going on? He did kill Germany, so I don't know. Maybe he wanted a free worker or a free settler. It's hard really to judge. Or like a little bit hammers. It's really hard to judge. This isn't like the rules are. Like, this is only domination, so I don't really know why he would do that. But maybe he changed his mind. Like he wanted to go liberty, but he saw like, okay, I've got some cities. I already have the cities I want. So maybe he thought like, oh, I need to get tradition because like there's a lot of tradition players or so. It's really hard for me to tell. But that's why I think that, like, because we had tradition so much earlier, we're gonna be in much better shape in the late game than any of the hybrid stuff that people try to do in this game. Hello, Silver. Okay, I could move away, right, to a food tile in my capital, because it's gonna grow. Any other city is gonna grow. Gulchita is gonna grow. It's already working on all the food tiles, just in case. Go here. Milky Way bar is working good. Yeah, that's good. Except I don't have I do have a camp here. Okay, that's fine. And is that it? Yeah, that's it. We only need to kill the barbarians. Will I be able to pick this off? Yeah, I should be able to pick this off. No problems. So go here, and pick this guy off. There we go. Destroyed. And another spearman here. Let's try to get some experience on my spearman then. Right, and finish this guy off. Yeah, all the pastures, huh? Poon? Yeah. Pastures are nice. Finish him off with city shot. Okay, nice 20 culture addition this time. And anything else that I can do? Any quests? Only gold. But still nobody really has gold. Only the city-states. So, but we could trade with. We cannot trade here. I don't believe I need that. Like, that's what, crabs? I don't believe I need crabs. We're still in need of whales. Whales, ivory, and salt. And we definitely need to talk to those guys. Whales, ivory, salt. Well, ivory nobody has, and salt. Byzantine has salt. Okay, so we need to talk to him too, to grab the salt. And whales. You know, we definitely need to get some contact with Rome and Songhai and figure out what they really want to do. Right, so, but I guess we're done for this time then. So, thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Best wishes. Yoruus out.